All right, so it's that time of year. It's January. It's cold, but bike week's coming up. So a couple videos back, I shared how I got this 2020 Road Glide Special, which is still got some decorations on it where I rode in a Christmas parade. But anyway, Harley did some things that, well, I guess it wasn't Harley's fault, it was more Apple from what I understand. And basically, even though this has the boombox GTS, really nice radio on it, they don't let you use Carplay, which I have an iPhone and I want to use Carplay. So a guy came up with a way to enable it, and there's actually a couple ways you can do it. I'm going to show you the 3 ways you technically can do it. Even though I went ahead and bought this harness from this guy, or this plug from this guy, I would recommend you do the same, because if you ever have to take it in to get it serviced and they try to say something, well, this thing can just be pulled off in a matter of seconds, whereas the others, it leaves some form of, it leaves some evidence behind. So, real quick, I'm going to just show you that Carplay does not work on this bike. So I've got my blue cable here run into the compartment. I don't know if you can see that. There it is. And I'm going to take it. And let's see, let's tap accept there. So we have our radio. And I realize my lighting sucks, but whatever. I'm going to plug the blue cable into the radio, or into the phone. So no playable media found. I don't have any music on my phone. I always just use Amazon or something like that. But you can come back here to the home screen and see I don't have an option for CarPlay. All I have is the actual phone icon, which would let me make calls and things like that, but no CarPlay. So we're just going to set that there. We're going to go ahead and shut that back off for now. And just to show you, the 3 things you could use to do this are obviously, this is the plug he makes. And if you look at it, you can see really all it's doing is taking these 2 pins right here and shorting them out with one another, just jumping one pin to the other. So what I'm guessing is this plugs in where the 7-pin harness would plug in. And what that's going to do is when you plug a headset in, the Harley headsets, I guess, send a signal back through a basically a dead short or something like that, that tells the computer, the radio, hey, there's a headset plugged in. So this basically does that without the headset. This thing costs $25 shipped, whereas if you want to buy a headset and the harness to hook a headset up, you're probably looking somewhere around 150 bucks. And if you want to buy a WHIM, so you can use a wireless headset, well, you're looking, I think it's like $300 for the WHIM module, and then another however much for whatever generic ass Sena headset you want to buy. Cardo's better, so don't do that. That's terrible. Technically, 2 other ways you could do it is you could go to the same place that this plugs in at, and you could just take one of these guys and basically put both wires into this and just short them out. Another way you could do it would be to cut the 2 wires, splice them, or strip them, and put them into a butt connector like this. So they all 3 do the same thing as what this does. Obviously, you know, you can get these for basically nothing. I'm not going to do that, okay? You spend enough money on the bike, let's do things the less ghetto way. And this guy puts a lot of effort into this, and honestly, he does a really good thing. I'm going to put a link down in the description on a link to where you can purchase it at. It's a PayPal link. It's kind of a weird link, but I promise you it works. The guy's name, I think, is Brian. If you go on any of the Facebook pages that involve Harleys, and specifically touring bikes, you could probably find him. I found him on a Road Glide page. Great guy, ships them out quick, does a good job. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get this fairing pulled off of here. I'm not going to make a video necessarily detailing how you do that, because, well, there's 1,000 of those out there, and you can watch one of those to figure it out. and then we're gonna plug it in and see if it works, and then go from there.
One eternity later.
All right, so here we go. I got the fairing all off, and your bike won't have some of these wires. I've got a Sinister Sound stereo system on here, which in the next video we're adding more to it. So I've got a 720 watt amp and some different speakers and whatnot, so some of this is extra. But basically, when you pull your fairing off, you've got this plug here, you got this metal plate, and there's a little pin that holds, little Christmas tree thing that holds this plug in back behind there. It's a gray plug. I'm going to see if I can pull it out here just to show you. There we go. Maybe. Yeah. Now you can't see what I'm doing. There we go. All right. So, theoretically, you could take, we'll pull this off, and really, this is one thing that I like about this. And I mean, come on guys, this guy makes these things, they're only 25 bucks, and boom, it's installed. So theoretically, you could take, looks like the red and white wire and the black wire, at least on my bike. So that pin and the one right next to it, and jumper those using either the little crimp connector or strip them and whatnot. But again, if you ever have to take this thing in for a warranty issue on your radio, poof, there you go. And Harley would never know. But if you don't have the $25 to spend, you know, maybe you shouldn't have bought a Road Glide, but whatever. So there you go. That's all we're going to do. We're going to plug that in. So no fancy shenanigans. That's also where the WHIM module plugs in at. So we're going to come back over here now, and I'm going to turn my flashlight off, and I'm going to take this, which is still running, right into there, right onto the thing. I'm going to plug it into my phone. There we go. There. I'm going to turn the radio on. Fancy Harley logo. Accept. Turn volume down. And then instantly I got prompted with this: unlock your phone to start CarPlay. So here we go. Look at that, CarPlay. I'm going to unlock my phone, and look at that. So now we have CarPlay. Let me turn this light off so that way it's not glaring on the screen. So we have all of our typical CarPlay stuff, so I can go to my Amazon Music, which I'm already in, sorry. You know, playlists. We can go back to the home screen. I think, no, I did push the hazard, so that was stupid of me. So let's see. Oh look at that. So our hand controls over here can still navigate, so we can go back to the home here. Let's see, home, and then okay, there we go. So now you can see, instead of it having a phone icon, now it says CarPlay, and CarPlay does work. So there you go. Support this guy. You know, he makes these things. He's only charging 25 bucks. He didn't sponsor this or anything like that. I bought that with my own money, and it works flawlessly from what I've seen. And my bike does have an aftermarket stereo system. I don't know if you can see the speaker there. Let's see. There we go. So it's been flashed to use an aftermarket amp and speakers, but it did not get flashed to use a WHIM. So like I said, if you want to do it the kind of ghetto way and jumper those wires, be my guest. I would just spend the 25 bucks. Like I said, I think he shipped this thing. I think it took like 2 or 3 days for me to get that. So I'm going to tuck that back in there with this little Christmas tree connector and enjoy CarPlay on the bike. And then stay tuned. Next video, I'm going to be removing my dumb Christmas decorations. And actually right here, I've got all the stuff. I'm going to do it right now. That's going to be another video. We're putting some lower fairings on her, some Rockford Fosgate speakers, make her a little louder. Stay tuned.